Hello again. Good to see you all. So today's content, we're going to talk about fursuiting. I'm of course not in my fursuit, so I guess I have to make my point very clear without being in fursuit. No problem. So first off, conventions, out in public, wherever you are, stay hydrated. It's very important for you to stay hydrated while fursuiting in a full suit, in a partial suit, in just a head, because no matter what, you're still creating a large amount of heat, and it's very important that you regulate that by drinking water regularly. I guess Gatorade or Powerade. I don't like them, but if you guys do, go for it. At conventions, I personally don't need a handler because I know how to regulate my temperature fairly well. I'm used to being in hot climate. I lived in Texas for 4 years, so I've adjusted very well to being in a humid, hot state. So being able to regulate my temperature in suits, I know my limits. So I personally suggest anyone who has a digigrade full, digigrade, plantigrade, or a partial to visit the Headless Lounge at least once an hour, because I mean at least then that gives you time to air out. You'll be able to get a drink. I mean, if you're, I don't know if it's just digigrade suits, but I mean if you think about it, that padding is in there and it's absorbing your heat. So with that padding absorbing your heat as you're going around and it's stuck inside of your suit, it has nowhere to go. So that's just increasing your own body heat and causing, you know, your dehydration to happen faster. So that's why when I say go to the Headless Lounge and cool off, I don't mean just sit there and drink some water. I mean sit down, drink some water, open up your suit. If you need to pull out your padding to let it air out, do it, because that padding, I think, absorbs the majority of your heat, so it's just gonna stick in there. That's why they have those tube fans, so that you can actually stick the tube on your padding or in your suit so that it blows that cool air through and gets all that hot air out so that you can regulate your temperature back down to a normal. I need to stop saying my apologies. So I mean, I think plantigrades don't overheat as quickly because they don't have all that padding like the digigrade suits. I don't know. I don't have a plantigrade suit. I only have a digigrade suit. So if you're a plantigrade suitor, comment below. Let me know if you've had experience with that. I mean, have you had a digigrade suit and you felt hotter in it because of that padding that's absorbing the heat? Or perhaps maybe the plantigrade suits are hotter because it's stuck directly to your skin and it has less room to flow through and can't flow through that padding. So I don't know. Maybe one of you guys has one of each suit. Let me know below so I would like to know. I mean, I would think digigrades would be hotter because of that padding absorbing all the heat and then just being stuck in there with you. Whereas a plantigrade suit doesn't have that padding, so it's just a free flow. It's like wearing another layer of clothing, essentially, with fur. It's hot. And warm. I'm lucky enough to where my head actually has a fan up in the muzzle, which keeps me fairly cool, actually, when I'm running around. It helps substantially. I mean, if I didn't have a fan in my head, I would definitely install one because it is really hot, and like I'm hot-headed already as it is. So I mean, it helps to have a fan in there to keep me cool, even if I lost my cool. So I mean, another thing I want to go over is if you are suiting at a con and you're a mute suitor, you don't make noises or you're a squeaker, I think it's very important for you guys to have a handler, because if something does happen, you can do a signal or, you know, like whisper in their ear like, hey, headless lounge now, or, you know, like an X, like time out, I absolutely cannot stand the heat anymore, have to go to the headless lounge, or hey, I'm kind of thirsty, friend, can we go to the headless lounge? I don't know how you had less, I don't know. Create some sort of code lingo. I went with a friend to, was it TFF? TFF, yes, it was TFF, and it was one of their first conventions in suit, and we made our own signals, like this means headless lounge. So that was like, hey, signal, let's go. And I thought we had another signal. I think this was the only signal we came up with, and it was just like, anytime you see this, it's like straight to the headless lounge. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just go. So, which is fine. I mean, if you need a handler, you need a handler. I personally don't need one because I regulate my temperature okay in suit. I also know my limits. I know that when I start getting just a little hot, or I start feeling, you know, the sweat on my back, I'm like, okay, it's time to go to the headless lounge. You need to cool off, get some water, and then be off. A lot of people ask what's my longest time in suit. I want to say, was it BLFC? Was it FC? It wasn't BLFC. I think it was TFF last year. And I think the longest I was in suit was about 8 hours, maybe 9. And during that whole time, I did not have to go to the bathroom, because at that point it was just like drink, 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 and then run around, run around, run around, run around, run around, because then you're just burning it all off, and then you just drink more and it burns it all off. So I got really lucky that I didn't have to. I have not yet have had to use the bathroom while in suit, which I'm very glad about, because that would be a whole other thing. I don't even know how I would do that. I keep yawning, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I don't know how I would do that, because at that point I might as well just go upstairs to the room, strip down, use the bathroom, then come back out in suit. Because I really, like, I know they keep the hotels clean, but I wouldn't want to go into a hotel bathroom in suit. I don't know. Maybe that's just paranoia. I don't know. So, that's just my opinion. What time am I running on? Oops! Sorry! My bad! Less than a minute remaining. So highlights of this episode. Stay hydrated. Take your breaks as often as you need to. Going to the Headless Lounge 4 times in an hour is not going to ruin your con. You're still gonna have a blast. And in the Headless Lounge, most of the time, these people wanna, you know, hang out and get to know you, so you might as well make some friends while you're down there. It's my time now! So, I guess that wraps up this episode. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, you could find me on other social medias. They're listed below. Let me know what you think about the episodes, or let me know how I can make them better. Yudy, I'm borrowing your kazoo. Thanks, guys, and have a wonderful day!